Good evening, Facebook and YouTube family, and all other broadcasts that you may be listening on. I am Tyrus Shivers with the Empowerment Platform, and we are here this evening to give you information and content that will empower you to reach your goals, whatever they may be. As I have said before, everyone has a dream, a goal, a gift, and we are just here only to help you realize that and give you the tools that are needed. Um, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you choose to comment from Facebook due to some recent changes, you may not be able to see your name. If you want your name to be seen with your comment, look in the chat box, and there is a link to streamyard.com/Facebook. And there you will be able to accept whatever permissions they may have so that you can comment and your name be seen. So this evening, I wanted to talk to you about your gift. And the title is Your Gift Matters. Everyone is born with a unique gift, and that gift needs to be shared with the world. By not realizing and understanding your gift, the world is missing out. And when I say everyone, every single person is born with a unique gift. There is something special about you that needs to be shared with the world. If you can think of any of the famous people out there that had major gifts, or even athletes, or just anybody, their gift, their time spent developing that gift, and then that outreaching of that gift outpouring to the world has changed lives. So you have to think deeply about what your gift is, how you can share it, and what impact it can make on the world. And I just want to go into a story. I was doing a deep dive session with a person, and we were talking about their gifts, what their strengths were, what their weaknesses were, limitations, and how to overcome them. But here's one thing that I realized when we were going through and talking about all of his ideas and goals and dreams, I then came up with, hey, have you talked to anybody about this business plan? Yes, I did that. Okay, here are some steps that you can take to get further along and do what you say that you want to do. And he was like, yeah, I already did that. I'm just stuck. So he knows his gift, which is more so a gift of connection. He's a people person, loves to deal with people. He has a presence about himself, a nice aura. Um, he is just able to not persuade in a bad way, but he's able to get people to listen, to like him. He's enthusiastic, enjoyable to be around. So, with that being said, what he wants to do is connect people to resources similar to what we're doing here at the Empowerment Platform. And he has everything lined up, but he hasn't taken the next step to actually do the thing. And I asked him, I said, well, who's your target audience? And he told me it was African American males that are looking for some kind of help or assistance with mental health things, or just personal things. Doesn't have to be super in depth, but just a sounding board, for lack of a better words. Men, African American men, and looking for a sounding board to understand that there are people that are out there that can help them. So I asked him, I said, okay, I asked you if you had your plan, if you had people, if you had connections, all of this in place. And he told me yes. And I was kind of surprised because most of the time when you talk to people and you ask them, do they have these things in order? They say no. And then I can tell them immediately, well, you need to set up A, B, C, and D to get to your goal. But he already had that set up. He, so I asked him, and then I kind of took it in another way. I know he's emotional. I know that there are some triggers there. So I said, if you're targeting African American men who may have some mental health challenges or may have other challenges, and you're not doing what you set out to do, how many people have to die before you'll get started? How many men have to suffer in silence before you get started? And at that moment was his breakthrough. Everything else was in place, but he had not taken that next step. And in order to get him to take that next step to operate in his gift, I had to bring a question and say, well, how many people are you going to allow to suffer in their current situations because you won't take the next step to do what needs to be done? And he was like, wow, I never thought about it like that, because your gift, even though it's individual and personal to you, it's meant to be shared with the world for their benefit. When you become more valuable to people, then your gift, you are actually operating in the way your gift is supposed to be. Because if you hold your gift on the inside, no one will ever connect with it, and you may not reach that person that you're put on this earth to reach. Now, it may not be millions. It may not be something extravagant, because when we think about reaching and impacting, we always think about reaching and impacting millions of people and that type of thing. But your gift just may be needed to impact that one person, that one kid, that one adult, that one boss, anybody. So tonight, as you share this time with me, think about what you do well. What makes you feel good doing it? That is your gift. Because oftentimes we have a hard time figuring out, okay, what is my gift? What am I passionate about? What are the things that I'm put here to do? Because I can tell you, you're not put here just to work 8 hours a day or more, get a paycheck, pay bills, and die. That is not your purpose on this earth. That is something we do. That is something we all kind of go through in life. But you still need to figure out and connect with what you are passionate about and what can add value to someone else. Another example of a person that is operating in her gift, and I'm going to call her out, is my mom. My mom's gift has always been that of a caregiver. From when I grew up, when I was little, she had foster kids. She has done adult care, and now she works in special needs in a school system. Her gift, her passion, her love is caregiving. Now think about, had she never operated in her gift, and she does well at it. I mean, so many people, she's always done that, and so many people that she is taking care of have had a better quality life by having someone who cares about their situation. So think about, if my mom had never operated in her gift of caregiving, those people that wouldn't have had that positive impact, those kids that's coming up through foster care in those systems that didn't get to a home where they were really cared for, really loved. And to be honest, to think about those situations in schools where you have kids that they're disabled and they need that extra help. Some people just pass by and they just, oh, this kid can't do this, so let's just put them over here and let them sit there all day alone. But my mom takes the time and the effort to teach a kid that really is wrote off by the system. That extra love and care. If she didn't operate in her gift, that kid may not feel that or have that opportunity. Now let's take it even larger. Let's say someone like Martin Luther King Jr. His gift and passion was service, speaking, and being able to convey a message in a way that pulled people under his leadership. Had he not operated in his gift, how much longer or when would a civil rights movement have been birthed? Now, he's not the only one. I understand that there are many, many people that were involved in the civil rights movement that helped that movement take place and to get us to where we are today. But the leadership of his kind, had he not been there, then how much longer would it have taken for a movement of that magnitude to take place? How many people would have suffered longer under Jim Crow laws had he not been the one to operate in his gift? What if Gandhi never operated in his gift? What if Mother Teresa never operated in her gift? What if Nelson Mandela never operated in his gift? How many countries, how many civilizations of people? What if Jesus never operated in his gift? What if Paul, Peter, any of the disciples never operated in their gifts? Where would we be at today? How many books, how many inventions, how much knowledge that we have if people never operated in their gifts? So what gift are you holding on the inside today that can impact the world? What is that thing that is burning deep inside of you that you know you do well, but you're not sharing it? Imagine if, let's take it to a funny, criminals. Most criminals are not people who don't have a gift or they don't know what they can do. Most criminals are people who have excellent skills at math, business, logistics, but they use it in the wrong manner to get money the fast way, or they feel like that society won't provide for them, so they have to do something extra to provide for themselves. How many of those people, if you just took them and put them in another place and they operated properly in their gift, how many people they could impact? How many great leaders do we have sitting in a prison because they didn't operate in their gift? When you look at students, there are statistics that show that most males in prison, if they were just talked to by one male, one positive impact, 85% of them wouldn't be there. So how many gifts are sitting in our prisons? How many gifts have been taken to the grave? If you think about a tree, grab some water here. If you think about, let's say, any kind of tree or plant, it was designed to grow and produce fruit. So let's just say a mango tree. And that seed is another mango tree. But if you sit that seed on your floor and you don't put it in the proper place, it won't grow. There's nothing wrong with the seed. It wasn't put in the proper place. Dirt wasn't put over it as it needs, and it wasn't watered. So how many people do we have out here that are just not in the proper place? That they have a great gift, but they haven't had the proper nurturing for that gift to come out. How many kids are in our school system? Because that is one of the major parts now that everybody's complaining about how kids act in school. Kids don't act like they used to act, or they're not learning, or they're not being respectful, or what's the major difference between this generation and the ones before? But who's trying to impact them? Who's trying to nurture those kids to exercise their gifts? When I was at the school the other week, there were children who wanted to be YouTubers, game designers, book writers, musicians. Who is nurturing them to operate in their gift? And how do we know if one of those kids won't be the next great whoever? The next great best-selling author from a young girl who all she asked was, how can I get my book published? For a kid that wants to be a YouTuber that asks me, how much content should I put out and when? And I said, well, you should record a lot of content in one day and put it out daily every week. Stack it, do all the work on one day, and then just release it. Who is to say that that kid's gift might not be something there? And I gave him a resource, just a bit of information where he can go, and now he's the next great YouTuber or influencer. Who is developing the next cure to the diseases that we have? Your gift is to be shared. And when you hold your gift, and especially if you know you have something and you're holding it within and you're being stingy or selfish, think about the number of people that you're not allowing to be impacted. I feel like my gift is helping people, is to get them to see something in a different light and to help them get through tough moments to realize that there is something on the other side. So if I never operated in my gift of, I don't want to call it counseling, but just mentorship, I'm like a sounding board. But if I didn't operate in that, if I didn't operate in my gift of listening and being able to redirect, how many there are, I know there are lots and lots of people that I talk to that I'm able to get over that hump that they're in life, to get over that barrier. If I didn't operate in my gift, how many people wouldn't have that opportunity? Think deeply about what it is that you do well, what you're passionate about, what you love, and give it away. I think the second thing with holding our gift in, oftentimes we try to monetize it too early, or we try to monetize it when it shouldn't be. Don't think about the money that you can get from your gift. Just give your gift freely. And if it is supposed to be monetized, if you're supposed to get paid off of it, that will come, because the more value that you create and give and share, people will desire it. And once that desire is there, people will need it and have it and connect with you. And then at that point, if there's a monetization path, then you take it, because then at that point, people will pay for it. Look at our major motivational speakers: Dr. Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Jim Rohn. What if they never opened their mouth to speak? What if they chose to live whatever life they were living, and many of them tell their stories of their previous lives? What if each one of them continued to choose to stay in that manner and never open their mouth to speak? You can go YouTube any of their videos and look at the comments about how Les Brown, E.T., Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, how they changed my life. This person changed my life. This person saved my life. This person helped me get over. This person. What if each one of them respectively chose not to say anything? They chose not to operate in their gifts. How many millions of people that have been impacted by them wouldn't be impacted by them? And what would their life look like? What would happen? So as you think about your gift, I just want to challenge you to continuously think about it. See what that is, because there is something in you that's meant for somebody else. It's not for you. The gift that you were blessed with isn't for you, it's for somebody else. It's meant to impact somebody else. It's meant to bless somebody else. When we're blessed, it's because we're needing to bless somebody else. If God blesses me with a lot of money, I need to impart some of that money somewhere else to bless them, because it's not all for me. So whatever you're holding on to, I know some of you may have a fear that if I give this away, then it wouldn't be mine. Or what if I don't give it away correctly? Just try. Just take the step that you need to take, whatever next step it is. Like I was saying earlier, the gentleman that I was doing a deep dive session with, he has an excellent plan. Everything's ready and in place. He just hasn't taken that next step. And if you're truly wanting to help people, are you understanding that you holding on and not taking that next step because you don't either think you're ready or you don't know how many people that's impacting? How many people need someone to set something up for them to go to? I went to a couple of weeks ago. It's the G Men group in DC. And the group it's for men, and it's for men to get together to have that sounding board, understand that other men like them are seeking to be better husbands, better fathers, better businessmen, better employees. What if the founder of that group decided, you know what? I kind of want this this brotherhood, this fellowship, but I don't have time for it. Or it's not worth the energy that it takes to do it. Then I wouldn't have been in a place to meet like-minded men who I enjoy being around. Then I would sit in my own space, not having resource or access to, and I think I'm alone, because oftentimes we think we're alone in a situation. We think that nobody else is thinking the same way we're thinking, wanting the same things we want, and we sit alone, and it can be depressing. It can become hard. But just to know that there are groups out there where you can go and sound your problems off of them and be with them and fellowship and convene and talk. With having that, you're able to get through whatever problem you're getting through. And that was that person's gift. That was their vision. Oftentimes we let our gifts and visions die with us. And that's because we never fully realize them and we never fully pursue them. We get stuck in this rat race we call life. And while I understand that, we have to come to an understanding, and I just want to encourage you and challenge you. While you're doing life, improve on yourself. Figure out who you are and figure out what you can create for somebody else. And you may not have to do it alone, and you may not be meant to do it alone. So if you feel like there's something that you're called to do, that you want to do, and you need help, reach out here. And I can try my best to connect you with the right people that will work with you and that there's a meeting of the minds with. Oftentimes when we hear calling, we think about pastors. Well, pastor's called to preaching, or he's called to teach, or he's called a shepherd. But pastors aren't the only people in the church. Without the body in the church, your lay leadership, which are people who lead, but they're not in the pastoral staff, your associate pastors, your choir directors, your worship leaders, all these people have a specific gift. And when they're operating in their gift, then you have the whole of the church functioning as it is supposed to be. So if you're at church, think about what is your lane. What should you be doing? What gift do you have to contribute to the body? What value do you bring to the table? And I've been listening to a lot of ET. I rock with them heavily. And they have been talking a lot about people coming to the table with their hands out. They're not operating in their gift, but they want to eat off somebody else's gift. You want something that you enjoy getting, but you're not giving. It's better to give than to receive. And they've been talking about just a lot of situations where people have come and they're eating off the table and they're not contributing to the table. And ET said he doesn't even know if they have a table. So do you have a table? What is your gift? What is that one thing, or maybe multiple things, that you can give and impact somebody's life tomorrow, in 1 week, in a month? Is there something that you've been sitting on that you know you're supposed to be doing and you haven't done it yet? Last week, I shared how when I was doing some real estate things that I was really just doing them because I could do it, but I felt no passion for it. How long has my gift in what I do best, which is reaching, communicating, helping, assisting, guiding, how long have I tabled my gift to do something just because it made money, but I had no passion in it? So that's kind of an example to look at from my own personal story. Putting a lot of energy in something that will bring in income, but does not give any kind of reward emotionally, or does not speak to who I am, or does not create value. Now, granted, if I'm having rental properties, I'm placing tenants and flip a house and somebody buys a new house, that provides value for someone. It does, but it's not my value. It's not my true value. It's not the same impact that I can have by sitting here with you all, encouraging you to reach deep in your gift and touch other people. So while I may have been contributing and receiving back and giving some value, it wasn't my passion. And when you get stuck in doing things that you're not passionate about, your gift suffers. Your gift gets sidelined, it gets tabled. And then the people that you should be reaching, they're still in that waiting stage because they know there's some things out there for them that they need, but they can't find it. Maybe, let's think about it like this. Maybe there's something that you are looking for that you feel like you just can't find, something that will impact your life and have a major change, and you haven't been able to find it. What if it's somebody out there who has a gift that matches what you need, and they're not operating in their gift? And you're sitting around wondering, why can't I find this thing that I need the most? And maybe it's because there's somebody out there that's not operating in their gift. They're holding you up. And then thus by holding you up, you're holding somebody else up. And our great circle of life, we're all connected and interconnected. So if I'm not delivering on my gift and doing what I've been called to do and sharing, I'm holding that back from other people that need to be impacted so they can go be a blessing. I'm blessed. I need to be a blessing. I bless you. Now you need to go bless that next person. And then it just keeps going and going and going. That's why the best organizations, the best groups are ones that where everybody's contributing, everybody's sharing, everybody's caring. In the Ascend Mastermind group that I'm in, when we had our sit down, everybody got an hour to go around and talk about what was going on that was good and what they had that were challenges. And then we had the collective group to deliver ideas, ask questions, try to strategize, and try to grow and figure out, okay, what can we do to help this person reach their goal? And with that kind of sharing, that kind of group mentality, the value is just immensely great. It's 10 times the value because you have other people operating in their gifts that what they do well in, and they're able to impart information into you. If you don't have a group like that, I strongly suggest that you find somewhere that you can connect with people who are like-minded individuals looking to do positive and who are gift oriented. They want to operate in their gifts. They want to do what they're passionate about. They want to be of value. They want to be givers and not takers. They don't want to be vultures. Vultures just eat everything. just everybody's gift. Just take it, dead or alive. They'll eat your gift if you're not even giving it. Even if you just have a little bit there, they will vulture and take it away from you. But you want to be around people who are of value, people who will bring the best out of you. That's why when I do my deep dive sessions with my clients, I try to give them value from my experience to bring out their gift so they can go and give it to whoever it's meant for. And your gift may not be for everybody, and that's okay. You may try to give your gift or share your gift with some people, and it may not be for them. But if you just share your gift and you just do it honestly, transparent, freely, nothing in return, even if they don't need your gift or use your gift, then they will share with other people and they'll be like, hey, you know, Tyrus had a guy on, he was talking about financial advice. I don't need the financial advice. I'm good there, but I know you mentioned it to me. Maybe you want to check them out, because that's what it's all about. It's all about being available and giving that information, and then whoever can use it can use it. So I encourage you to look deep, because your gift matters and you matter. If tonight you're listening and you think that there's nothing in your life that matters, that you can't be of value to someone else, I'm here to tell you that is not true. I'm here to tell you that there is something inside of you that matters to someone else, and that it's needed, and that you're needed, and that you matter. As we think about what we're passionate about, what we're good at, what things that we do, think about what would happen if, as a parent, you didn't give sound advice to your child. Think about not imparting wisdom to the next generation. Because as parents, we have to help our children understand their gifts, and so they can develop, and so they can go out into the world and be of value to someone else. Because our kids are gifted. I mean, our children, they do phenomenal things. And we just have to make sure that we help them see what they're good at. That way they can share it. My son is a very, very compassionate young man. You could tell by the way he asks, is this okay? Are you okay here? Can I help you with this? Do you need that? He's just very compassionate. And compassion is a great gift, especially in a tough, tough world. When you have compassion like that, when you have a sense of caring for people, he may be in some area of service once he grows up. I don't know. But we definitely want to encourage him in his gift, allow him to exercise it, and let him know that, it's great that you care about others, that you have your friend's best interest at heart. And what might he be when he grow up? If he's compassionate care, he may save millions of lives, or he may just save that one. We never know. I think that knowing myself personally, how I kept my gift kind of inside, or I didn't use it, like I know I was purposed to use it, it's just, it leaves you with a sense of not guilt, but I understand that, and you may have the same feeling, that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm working hard, taking care of this, I'm doing this, but I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And if you feel that way, if you feel like there's still something longing or missing, try figuring out what your gift is and operating in that. Because when you do, then you'll feel whole and complete. I know that I'm at my best when I'm listening to other people, when I'm helping other people, when I'm mentoring kids, when I'm hearing their stories, and when I'm providing resources and information. That's when I feel the best. I feel the best when I'm able to talk to close friends and hear their issues and situations and enjoy their wins and celebrate their wins and victories. And when they're having a good time, that's when I'm at my best. I'm probably at my worst when I'm trying to do something to make money. That is when I'm trying to, oh, let me do all these projects so I can make this money. That's when I'm probably at my worst. Because at that point, I'm not sharing my gift and I'm not doing what I've been placed here to do. So that is, it's just a thought for you. I just want you to think about that. I want you not to worry about making money. Worry about the rat race. Don't worry about doing all the daily tasks. Think about your gift. I don't want I don't want another gift to leave this world without being used. How many gifts do we have in our graveyards? How many books? How many cures? And while we're at it, not only do we want our gifts to leave without being used, we don't want our youth to grow up and not dream about their gift. Because how many youth do we have? How many people do we have that grow up and all we tell them is grow up, go to college, get a job, work your job, retire, stay home. And we've all heard this. Let's change our language a little bit. Let's tell our youth and let's tell people to dream. How about you dream first? How about you discover who you are first? How about while you're going and getting your education, which is great, what impact are you going to make with that? Who are you going to reach with that? Ask a person what are they passionate about first versus what do you do? What do you do for a living? Well, I work on computers, or well, I do this. Well, what are you passionate about? That will elicit that smile. And I guarantee if you ask a person what they're passionate about and they know and they're able to tell you, it'll open up a whole new relationship and feeling. And when you feel great, and you make that encouragement, hey, that's great. You're passionate about young kids playing basketball. Are you coaching? No, I don't have time to coach. I got to go to work. Well, I just encourage you to maybe think about coaching, assistant coach, help out because you're passionate. And if you're passionate about helping young kids learn the basketball game, there may be some kids that need you because, as we know, and I talked to my cousin a while ago about music being cut out of school, sports are being cut out of schools too. We were laughing, me and my wife and kids were laughing about a Tony the Tiger commercial. They were talking about sports being cut from schools and Kellogg's, Frosted Flakes, and Tony the Tiger are not going to let that happen. Well, if you're a coach or you have that passion to help kids, you may be the one that if you operate in your gift, you may be able to stop some sports being cut from schools. And it's real because I signed my daughter up for soccer, but if they don't get enough volunteer coaches, it's just a waiting list. They have kids that want to play, but not enough coaches. There are people who have a gift of coaching and teaching and being with kids and mentorship, but the rat race is keeping them from doing that. And we don't want to sacrifice our time. I like when Jim Rohn always talks about when in his speeches, it's not about what you're doing, more so who you're becoming. Who are you becoming? What personal development things are you doing? And how are you growing? That's the only way. If you're sitting there listening and you say, well, I don't know what my gift is and I don't know what I'm passionate about, start seeking personal development and growth. And and to do that, just go on YouTube, Google personal development, motivational speaking. And I challenge you to listen to 30 minutes of motivational speaking a day. If you just listen to 30 minutes, and there are tons of motivational speakers, so you can pick who you like and who resonates with you the most. Listen to at least 30 minutes a day. I would suggest early morning because it's scientifically proven that the first 20 to 30 minutes after waking up, your brain is the most impressionable. Put on that motivational speaking while you're working out, while you're making breakfast, while you're driving, whatever you're doing. Listen to motivational speaking. And as you listen to that, as you listen to somebody telling you to find your gift, live your passion, find your purpose over and over and over, you'll start, your subconscious mind first will get programmed by the habit, and then it will start helping you find it. You will start seeking out things that you enjoy and things that make you feel good. And then you will realize, bam, this is my gift. This is my passion. I must do something that helps me operate in my gift. I think about my pastor, Pastor Sweeney here in Maryland, gifted servant leader. His gift not only is just preaching, but I think he is just a great servant leader. Honestly, I had never seen, and I'm trying to think because I don't like to use the word never, but honestly, I don't believe I ever witnessed a pastor that cleans the church, paints, does all the labor work, installs the bulbs, preaches, is at the church almost 7 days a week, serving other people. He's in the hospitals, just a great servant leader. And I think about if Pastor Sweeney didn't operate in his gift, how would the leadership in the church look? Because they're following him. Everybody's a servant leader. Everybody's serving first and then leading. Everybody's working for everybody else. Everybody's contributing. Everybody's being of value. And I think about if he didn't do that, if he chose not to operate in this gift, if he chose to, well, I'm going to be the pastor that I just want to preach and I'm going to get my check and I'm going to go home, which if that's the way your organization is set up, then you have it set up that way. You may be able to pay other people to do things, but just to see the kind of work he puts in, that's his gift. That's what he does best, where he operates at the highest level. And it's impactful to people to come see, and they're like, because the first thing, is all preachers are rich and they driving Bentleys and wearing fine suits. But when you see a man like him, where none of the things that has been said about pastors is true, and you see somebody working and giving, and he leads in first. Oh, we're going to go cut the grass at the church, and you show up at the church and he's on the riding lawnmower before you get there. He's operating in his gift, and his gift draws people. So what is your gift? What is that thing that you resonate with the most? What is something that you can give back starting tomorrow? Because I want to challenge you. Even if you don't know 100%, ask yourself the question and make time for it. As I shared the very first story tonight about the young man who wants to connect people who need help or who just need a sounding board with professionals that can help them and also provide a place where they can go to convene. He knows what his gift is. He has all the plans together, but he's not operating in his gift fully. And I asked him, how many people have to die? How many people have to suffer another day? How many people have to wait until you decide to act? Because your gift isn't for you, it's for everybody else. My gift that I have isn't for me. I can't talk and listen to myself and say, oh, Tyrus, that's, you're going through this. Here's some ways around it. No, it's not for me. My gift is for me to listen and help and be of assistance to other people. My gift is being able to put together a system that a business can use to operate and scale. My gift is service, to helping other people, whether it's personal or business. I have been told that I have the gift of gab. And I remember from when I was in the military in Korea, I ran my mouth everywhere. Had people laughing, people would come over, people would sit and listen. I was operating in my gift, but I was talking nonsense at that time. I was giving some advice, some life stories, some things that make people say, oh, wow, yeah. But for the majority of that, I was just talking nonsense. I had a gift and I knew it, but I wasn't using it properly. So, what is your gift? And if you know, are you using it properly? Are you wasting your gift? Think about it. What is something that you're very, very good at and you're wasting it? And when I say gift, be sure to think about passion, purpose, internal. I'm not necessarily talking about talent, because you can't waste your talents. But what is your gifting? What should you be doing tonight, tomorrow? Who is a person that needs your gift? And do you know? Who needs your story? Who needs your life experiences? Is it your spouse? Is it your kids, your coworkers, your employees, your mentees, maybe your mentor? There are many, many gifted people that I've come across, and I've said, you'd be really great at doing this. And they say, yes, I would. And they never take the step. Sometimes you have just the rat race of life. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's just a lack of motivation. But I want to tell you tonight that your gift matters, that you have a gift. You were born with a gift, just like every plant, every animal, every tree, every seedling has the ability to produce something else. Your gift, if you use it, will produce good fruit or bad fruit, depending on how you use it. But we want it to be good fruit, and that will grow and impact somebody else. You must nurture your gift. If you don't nurture your gift, it may go away. It may not be used, so you lose it. I encourage you to use your gift. Nurture your gift. And it may not be an easy journey. When you plant a seed and you put it under the pressure of the dirt, it's underneath pressure. It's through force that when a seed grows or roots take, they spread and then they sprout up. So it may not feel good if you're operating in your gift. It may be hard. But once you come out on the other side of that, then your value is seen. And that is what the next person needs to glean from. Because not all the time will it be just your pinnacle that people see. A lot of times people will see your process. And when you encourage them to operate in their own gifts and love their own process, then that is when we're creating strong minds, great people of value. That is when that next generation will understand and they will say, you know what? Things weren't easy for my parents, but I saw them overcome. I saw them using their gifts. So now I can do the same. When I had Ryan Dean on talking about music, I just thought about what if he never exercised his gift in musicianship? What if he just played his keyboard at home and decided that he wouldn't teach at the school that he's the music director at? What if he just decided, you know what? I'm great at music. I love it. I'm gifted, but I'm gonna hold it to myself and I'm just gonna play in my own bedroom. We talked about his students and how they're impacted by music and how they love it, how it helps them, how they change, how it helps them in their other subjects, how it can help them and produce better employees, just all the characteristics and all the positive things that music can bring to create a well-rounded individual. What if he decided that his gift in musicianship, what if he decided to keep that to himself? Then you have not only, because I should have found that video that he's playing. Not only do you have people that he's impacting in churches where he plays, but you have students that he's impacting, not just in music, but in their life as an outlet. What if he decided that I'm not going to share my gift? See, not sharing your gift has that sort of impact. It has that impact of, okay, that one student that he could have helped teach some music to keep them out of trouble, he decided not to share his gift. Now they are going to go find something else to do with their time, which could be the streets, gangs, drugs, violence, that road. All because he decided not to share his gift. So that is what we have to think about. Let's not think about how hard it is to share our gift. Let's think about the benefit of sharing it through the tough times, through I work a full-time job and I have so much to do. Make time for your gift. Steve Harvey always says that, and he takes it out of the Bible, that your gift will make room for you. Now, if you operate in your gift, things will open up to you. And that's true. I've spent most of the time here just talking about and thinking about, asking you to think about your gift impacting and bringing value to other people. But on the other side of that, when you start operating your gift, things will come back to you. Because now when you provide value, you attract value. You attract that thing that maybe you desire, maybe you're looking for. Value attracts value. And it can attract vultures, but you will also attract other people who are operating in their gifts. So as we come down to the end, as always, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. You could have been anywhere else, doing anything else. I just thank you for spending an hour with me here at the Empowerment Platform. Again, my only purpose here at the Empowerment Platform, the vision, and I will keep repeating it because I'm going to repeat it so I can see it, so I can visualize it, so it feels and becomes real to me and to you. And we will reach our goals through empowering people by providing the tools and resources that they need. And another part of that vision is the empowerment platform will establish a building. And in that building, we're going to provide those resources that people need to help their situations. I want to have that financial advice class going on. I want to have that attorney talking about wills and benefits and proper planning and estate. I want to have that psychologist or that counselor coming in and just giving a brief overview of mental health and things you can think about. And if you're having issues, then you can connect with them. I want to bring in that basketball coach who helps recruit kids out to D1 schools or wherever and say that, hey, if you guys come have the tournament here in my building, then you will be able to be scouted by this person. Because I know growing up from back home, it's changed a little bit, but I know some very great athletes who just didn't get an opportunity because they didn't have the resources and we did not have the eyes coming to our area to recruit those people. So the empowerment platform is here to provide those things that I know that I did not have growing up, that we just missed. Not because it's anybody's fault, but because of just the area, just the culture. So the empowerment platform's vision is to empower people to reach their goals by providing them tools and resources. And then our building that we will put into place will be a gym. That gym will house sports, basketball, volleyball, track, maybe indoor soccer, I don't know. And then it will have the classroom. And that's where your advice will come from, your learning, maybe even a GED program. Just resources that people need and people still need. One thing that I've learned, I'll share this with you before I get off, is with managing over 100 properties in Baltimore City, you come across people of all backgrounds, largely minority, largely poor, and they just have no resources. Let me change that. They don't know the resources that are available to them. And if there are resources, they don't even know how to get them, or they're too far to access. One of the big things in Baltimore was they want the kids to stay out of the streets, but then they're closing all of the after school programs and places for them to go. So what do you expect them to do? So our building will be a building that will have that time, that opening time for kids to come in, do sports, do homework, tutoring, parents to get tutored, parents to get educated, parents to get resources. That's my vision for this. And I just appreciate you for joining me and helping me get there and grow this. And everything may not be for you. So I just ask that you like and share at Empowerment Platform on Facebook, at Empowerment Platform on YouTube. Subscribe. I will be bringing on guests in the coming weeks. A couple of my guests, one will, when he comes on, he will talk about student loans, how to pay down your student loans, and how to get scholarships. Another guest will come on and we will discuss just kind of broad legal issues and what can an attorney do for you and what do you need to do for estate planning? Because there are a lot of people out here that they don't have proper life insurance, nor do they have wills. And then when something happens to them, the family kind of suffers on the end. And to tie that in with the topic tonight, all of those people that I bring on to share information with you, They are operating in their unique gift that I don't have. I'm not an attorney. I don't have that gift. I'm not a education specialist when it comes to finding scholarships, going to school for free, paying off student loans, finding ways to get loans forgiven. That's not my gift. I don't operate in that. So the person that operates in that, I want to bring them to you. So what is your gift? Think about it. Comment, send me a message, reach out to me, because your gift may be the next gift that I need to come on the show with me to share to the world. You might be that next person that has that gift that I'm looking for, that resource that somebody else needs. So I thank you guys. I appreciate you. Enjoy springing forward. If you spring forward, I enjoy going out and looking at it. It was 7:00 and it was still daylight. I was so happy to see that. So spring forward. Thank you for joining the Empowerment Platform. Have a great night, and I will see you guys next week.